the fence line was in for a few years, and you can see how it kind of dips and dives like this a bit. And it's just because it was put in quickly to try to keep the cattle out years and years and years ago. So since we're cleaning up this corner, we thought it's best we're going to clean up this property line fence as well and get a maintenance road on that fence line. Kind of messing around and pulling this stuff out, man, it was super wet and super boggy. And there's a couple of spots up in here. There's a seepage drainage right through here that's just kind of a belly in the contour, and right there also a belly in that contour. And this is all coming from way up on the mountain and just slowly works its way down. Eventually this all desaturates. There's the clay layer underneath, and this is the hump and the dip, so it rides in that clay layer like an underground creek bed. There's not a ton of water flow, but it just saturates and it slowly moves out of there. So it was coming through this seep all the way across this corner of the place that we had just opened up, and through that seep all the way across here. So from everything from here across to the corner of the fence, this like 60-70 feet of the fence line was getting saturated by this two seeps. So I wanted to come in and get a drainage initially established. So that's what I did. I know this fence is like 3 feet out of the line, so the property line is back here. We'll clean this all up when we come through and it gets drained enough that we can do a good job with it. But I needed to get that draining and diverted right on the road edge of this set. There's a drainage ditch that runs along the road. But what I thought was, oh, I'll just go down and spend an hour and get a little drainage ditch cut across. Turned into probably 2, because I spent most of the time here in the corner trying not to destroy my fence. But I spent quite a while getting out of the bog there and getting back up and out. And even I step in there and I just disappear. It was up to the just about the bottom of the cab of the machine, definitely to the top of the tracks, but I still had full rotation and stuff, so I wasn't down that deep. But if I'd have kept going and within no regard, it wouldn't have been hard to get real stuck. At least now it's not going to continue to be wet and it can start desaturating a bit. It's insane how much moisture is just subsurface. This here also just fully saturated right here at the base of this tree, and I'm sure it's fanning this way subsurface. The clay layer's got to have a little bit different contour than the topsoil layer, and that's going to cause the subsurface moisture to move differently than what it would on the surface. So all that's going to just take more time. And I'm getting anxious and I'm getting antsy because the weather's nice. Man, it's going to have to wait a while still. Well, I've got so many irons in the fire right now. The one I'm going to start right now, today, I'm going to get in the excavator and go down to the bottom of our driveway there where I started clearing out a space to expand our parking for the trailers. I had to wait for that ground to desaturate because it was so wet from the spring runoff, and it finally did, and it's dried up good. I'm gonna go down there and try to get the drain pipe put across so that I can get it buried up and get it at least flattened out. I've got some good material right there that I'm planning on digging out anyway, that's got smaller rock and gravel in it, like 4-inch and smaller. It'll be a good like base layer to build up the ground, and then I can cap that with gravel and road base and stuff like that. If I can get that pipe in and buried up, move some material over there so that it's accessible, then I can get moving the trailers that I have parked down there. I can get them moved over to the other side. We're going to try to get a covered equipment storage building kind of thing put down there. Just roof and 3 walls, you know, open front, so that I can get some of this stuff out of the elements, out of the sun all summer. All my attachments and things have a space for them that's put away. They're not buried in the snow and then not sitting out in the sun all summer and getting damaged from that. But it's tricky right now because the ground is like, the ground hits a certain spot in the year where it just becomes so hard that it's hard on the machine digging. The ground's just so packed and tight that I can get it to break loose with the ripper, and then I can move material, but then it doesn't repack and reset because there's no moisture in it. It's just too dry, too hot, too hard. And here in another, probably only in another 3-4 weeks, we'll start hitting a point where the ground will be really easy workable again. And so it's just hard to get some of that done with the ground like it is. Okay, we finally got that part opened up. Just in time to get it all figured out, measured, laid out, and roll building in its way. It's gonna be a good thing long term. It'll dress up the frontage from that side. You'll see the back wall of the building all board and batten, all nice and stained and pretty. And then from this side I can have stalls to put the equipment in to keep it covered and keep it out of the elements and out of the weather. And that's kind of the idea over there, is to get the trailers stacked in there. That flatbed with the snow machines I'll probably move a little bit farther uphill, but I wanted to have plenty of room back in that pup trailer in with that steerable axle on the front. It's It's like backing up your little red wagon, and it doesn't like to do that very well. Should make it easy to pull in, hook it, and either pull forward going up toward the shop or pull down going right out the front gate. So it worked out good. Now I just got to get some pit run and some road base to cap it so that it's got a nice surface instead of being the clay that'll turn to grease when it gets wet.